did so many wrong things in my life, but now I'm in my right mind, right mind.
Action.
Well, now you messed up my timing, so now I gotta do it again. No, I'm just kidding.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the Right Mind Wednesdays podcast. This is L.Y.F.E, where we talk about sports.
Talk about everything.
Oh, yeah.
Sports is just a minimal piece of it all.
It's not just music. It's not just health and fitness. It's not just
Mental health
mental health.
or financial literacy.
These are the core things that we touch up on every single podcast, but we talk about every single thing that's happening in life.
And not just your life or
Right.
you in general.
Exactly.
But just everything in general. So welcome, everybody. As you can tell, we are missing our counterpart, Kayla. We miss her. We wish she was here. But for reasons for her, she's not here, which is okay. We wish the best for her. God bless to everybody for tuning in. We are back. I was in New York for a little bit, and we had to take a break. But that's okay. I think we all needed a little break just to relax. I'm going to say it. Monday was my birthday. I turned 35.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And I took the whole week off from work. So I just needed time to get back to myself.
Oh, yeah.
Or just to take leave, because I don't really take leave at work. So then when it came down to it, I'm like, you know what? I have the leave, so I might as well take it.
Yeah. It's paid time, right?
So yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And it actually worked out. So because next week is 4th of July, they closed us for Monday.
Oh, gee. Oh,
So technically I don't go back to work until Wednesday.
okay.
So I get an extra 2 days off essentially.
That's
so
mint right there.
I didn't even plan that. I didn't even realize it. I just figured, come in Monday, whatever, 4th of July, have off, and then 3 days. But no. Perfect timing.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely. I definitely got to get better with, taking paid time off, because I tend to let it stack up, which is great, you know what I'm saying? But then I don't know, I don't take enough vacations at all. So, I'm trying to make it a point to, as soon as I get, enough time, the 40 hours, boom, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was doing that for a long time, and I just had massive hours just stacked up, and I finally just got to the point dude, you literally work yourself to the bone. You never take a break. Even this week, I'm not going anywhere in particular. My wife is still working, but I took the week off. Let me just have some time off from work.
Yeah.
And it worked out too. This is the end of our school year, if you will. The kids are off camping this week, so was there really a purpose for me to be there? Not really.
No.
We're not really doing anything. So, there could be some paperwork or whatever I could do. But, other than that, there was no point. So, it kind of worked out in the end. So,
Yeah.
But you gotta take that time off to, vacations are great too. But sometimes, even just a day. Hey, just take a day off and just sit around the house sometimes and just, veg out, whatever, just...
Open a book, read it. I'm getting back into reading too. That's keeping me off my goddamn phone.
Dude,
I love that.
The phone is terrible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I found this thing on Instagram, go figure, and I'm gonna try to follow it to the T. And it was talking about how lack of sleep and things like that, and how obviously it affects multiple things not sleeping enough gives you weight gain, and you're stressed. You get obviously you're tired.
Oh yeah, you're tired all the time.
And then it broke things down really good to the point of this is when you should have caffeine. This is the last time that you should have caffeine. This is the last time that you should work out before you go to bed. This is how much time you should have in between these things. And the same thing for your phone is you should have an hour. I'm going to double check.
Maybe an hour after dinner or something like that. You can just, check your notifications, get back to people with messaging and all that stuff. If you're an artist or people like us, there's some promo that we need to get out there. But that's about it.
Yeah. It said, I think within an hour of you going to sleep, that you shouldn't have any blue light, which obviously blue light comes from your phone, your laptop, computer, your TV.
Yeah.
Like you should cancel all that out within like an hour, and that'll help you like sleep, like go to sleep, stay asleep, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
It was a really cool breakdown. I was like, yeah, I definitely missed the mark on like pretty much all of these.
Yeah.
Like I have caffeine until 3 p.m., which I think it said do it until like 12 is like the last time, because technically, according to the post, caffeine stays in your system for like 6 hours.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Like realistically, even with like coffee.
Yeah. Too late for me, guys.
Yeah, so he's already there. So.
Too late. But I got tomorrow off, so I mean, I can stay out.
Oh, perfect.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You can just do it.
It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it was coffee, caffeine. I have the working out because I usually work out in the morning, so that's fine. I think it said like 2 hours, I think, before you go to sleep.
Where'd you find that?
I have it. I actually saved it on Instagram.
Okay.
I'll send it to you
It's
afterwards,
like a post that you came across.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll share that after.
Yeah.
I'll share that after with you, and maybe I'll tag everybody on this post, whatever, on here, and everybody could see it or check it out.
As you talk about it, you should like show a clip to see so people can
everybody's
see it.
gonna
You know what I mean?
see
Yeah.
it right here. But yeah, so it was really cool. But yeah, I think taking just time off your phone is huge.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do a lot of that. I have a thing on my phone now. I turned it back on. I had turned it off, but now I'm realizing like, dude, like you're just way too much. At least during the workday. And it sets like a time limit. So from like the time that I go into work till the time that I get out, like all my social media apps, they're like grayed out and there's no notifications. And so, and basically like if I were to click it, it would be like, oh, like you have set a time limit on your thing. Like you could tap it and say, remind me in 15 minutes, and in 15 minutes it'll like lock back out.
Yeah.
Or you could just forget it for the whole day. But in having it just there, like I don't even like look to my phone as much, and it's super helpful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Along with just setting different, I know with like the newer iPhones, you can have like different focus. Well, I think the new update, you can have different focuses. So like I have one like for when I go to the gym, so that, certain like Instagram won't notify me. Like I'll only get like a text from my wife or my mom, like, important people.
Yeah.
I won't get emails. Like, so I'm just like focused in. And then work, kind of the same thing. I'll let the emails in because I need it for, sometimes I need it for work.
Yeah.
But, just my wife, my mom, some people from church if I need it. But other than that, like every other notification is like turned off.
Yeah.
And then when I go to church, same thing. And then I have one just for, everything's open.
Yeah.
Let the floodgates open. So it's been super helpful, especially because it'll turn on automatically. So that like, because I know for me, I have a set schedule. So, from 9 to 6, like I can just schedule it out. Perfect. Church usually the same time. Gym usually the same time. So I just set it all and then I'm good.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to worry about anything bothering me, anything making me lose focus.
Yeah.
I'm not, trying to look on my Instagram, worrying about a post that I need to post, which I mean, I technically do anyways, just because that's just who we are as creatives.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't sweat it as
no.
much. It helps.
Yeah.
For me personally.
Yeah, I used to be on it fucking all day, just like scroll, like for hours. But like now, I just I check a notification and check to see how a post is doing.
Yeah,
I'll scroll for a little bit and that's it.
Yeah, I try to what I've been trying to do recently for Right Mind and for my music is I don't even go to the actual, when you open up Instagram. In the top left, how it literally says Instagram, and if you click that, it'll say like it'll pull to like people you're following. So then it kind of like switches it, and it pulls up more people than just like what the algorithm wants you to see. So then I'm able to like kind of scroll through and see things that I haven't seen for a while. Yeah, and I'll try to kind of engage too. Like I'll throw comments in there, trying to just engage with people a little bit more, just to not that I really care about the algorithm, but honestly, just to show real love too in all aspects of things. Yeah. just to really show love. I mean, these people follow me and throw some likes, throw some comments. I got the least that I can do is the same and see what people are doing and throw out genuine responses to, you know, what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, so I've been doing that, trying to do that, and it's been helpful too because it's definitely shown kind of a turn in my algorithm too. Just because I'm kind of engaging a little bit more, so
right, and you know that way, like Instagram won't think you're a spam account or something. Like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
which we've had a few of those
yeah.
on the podcast. But anyways, but yeah, and then other than that, I literally go through, check for notifications, check my messages, and then I'm out.
Yeah,
You know, if somebody shares something, you know, double tap like, cool, reshare it, whatever, and then I try to get off because I know the minute I get stuck there, I'm going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
And then same thing with TikTok. Like if I get into TikTok is probably worse.
That's
if I get into TikTok,
the most dangerous.
it gets so bad.
I can't stop.
It's really bad because I love the debates that people have on certain topics.
Yeah.
And so like I just get suckered into it. And then
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I need to see what they talk about.
I'll be like, oh, what is that? Oh, what did they do? And I end up like, you know, watching it like 5 times over, and it's, all right, cool. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You just get stuck in a loophole.
Yeah.
And of course, like everything's visual, it's gonna like suck you in even more. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I started following them. It's a bail bondsman. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he has a TikTok and he films when he goes out and will repossess people's cars because the people haven't paid their bonds.
Yeah.
And but the way they're broken up, and it's bad, and I understand why he does it. You're super smart for this. I'm gonna have to share this afterwards, but so the video clips are probably, I'd say maybe 5-7 minutes average, probably somewhere around there. But he'll have like 5 of the same, like for the same incidents. So like he'll play 5 minutes, and then literally the next clip will be a continuation of that whole situation.
Yeah.
But the situations are so dope because like there's like people that'll be hiding. There'll be people that'll stand on top of the tow truck to not let the car get towed. To people getting tasered because he's like, dude, back up, like don't rush up on me, like you about to go to jail too. And then literally one dude, he was like, take one more step and I'm gonna taser you. And the dude was literally like, bing, and he was like, bah! And instant taser. He was like, I told you, bro, I told you. But you wanted to test me, and he got tasered. And they had some big dude on there too. They had to tase him twice because he just wouldn't go down. I was like, yo, this is too good. This is too good. I was like, what's next? What's next? What's next? Oh, it's crazy, but it suckers you in.
Yeah.
It suckers you in, but it's so good though because it's just funny to just watch people and also just see how he gets away with it. Not gets away with everything, but how he's able to get the car, or he ends up arresting more people. Because then there's like the people that try to support the person that they're trying to hide or protect.
Yeah.
So then, you know, they end up getting arrested too. But like, he's super nice in the sense this man has, his patience level is like, I kid you not, is probably close to God. And like God is definitely above everything else. But this man's patience as a bail bondsman is insane because he's had people like run up on him like constantly, and he's like, I'm gonna bring you to jail. I'm gonna bring you to jail. I'm gonna bring you to jail. But then like after, like he's just like, listen, I'm gonna give you a chance. Like every single time, it's just constantly like, I'm gonna give you another chance. And these people are like throwing bricks at him, like stomping on his car, pushing him, like all this stuff. And he's like, I really don't want to take you to jail today, but he's like, I'm gonna give you a chance. And then like eventually, like he would like let people go. And I'm like, dude, you got some ill pay.
Yeah.
Especially for that line of work, man. I mean, you probably see it all the time too, that people are probably just reacting out of the situation versus maybe who they are really as a person. But they're kind of acting out of character. So it's just like, they're just like, bah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then they lose it. So
yeah, I would lose it after a minute. It'd be like, okay, all right, I'm gonna give you a chance. All right, you can. All right, fucking now. All right, that's it.
Dude, people are getting tased instantly, and then people are going to jail every single time.
Yeah,
like for me, you're going to jail. Like, there is no chances. Like, you had your chances. Like, it's not happening. Like, you're going to jail. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, more power to this guy for being able to. I don't know, man. I don't know.
To just withstand all that without even being phased.
Dude, no idea. I have no idea still. But to each his own. But again, he probably sees this stuff all the time. So he's just like, it's just people reacting at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
oh man. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. I've been trying to stay off my phone. It's too much. The only thing I keep up with now is like sports. Sports is actually really bad. Well, I shouldn't say bad, but I'm always on my phone, like watching sports.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yes, I'm being constructive, I guess. Maybe. Granted, I should be writing more music. I am working. I don't want people to think that I am procrastinating or am completely lazy. I am working on a lot of music, but sports has definitely been my thing as of lately. I got the ESPN app, and I was like, yeah, I could care about nothing else.
Yeah.
It's bad. But, I mean, I had to watch the playoffs, the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, I watched.
Absolutely.
I watched the NBA playoffs, and then I watched the NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
Both of them did not turn out the way that I wanted them to.
No.
Obviously, the Bruins lost in the first round to the team that made it to the Stanley Cup, which I'm pissed about.
Both Bruins and Celtics, like, we got whooped by teams that, both from Florida, both made it to the finals.
Seriously, like, what the hell, Florida?
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know.
And of course, in football, like the Dolphins somehow, I mean, they're turning out to be really good, but like they've always given us trouble, no matter how bad they were. They used to suck.
Yeah, I like it though. At the same time, and just sports across. Granted, obviously, I want New England sports to win. That's just a given. But I do like that. So, and I think it goes in seasons as far as like the different teams, because now there are definitely major NBA teams like the Detroit Pistons, trash. They used to be a powerhouse.
Oh yeah.
Like there's so many different teams now that used to be so good.
Yeah.
And now
the
they're just Spurs, trash.
Yeah.
Blazers were kind of in the middle. I feel like they're still kind of in the middle, but like just can't kind of follow through.
Yeah.
But I like that there's starting to be a balance in some of the powerhouses are kind of dying down a little bit, and then some of these newer teams, like the Denver Nuggets, like never in the history of the NBA would I ever think that the Denver Nuggets were going to win a championship based on just past records.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've had good players too, but I if I had to pick between Denver and Miami, I was rooting for Denver.
Yeah, easily.
Just because I wanted a new team. Well, one, it's their first championship.
Yeah.
Two, and I wanted a new team to win. Like
Right.
the Miami's won a bunch.
They're rivals to us.
Yeah. So
They outplayed us. So
yeah, we did not show up Game 7.
no.
Like compared to Game 6, I was like, who's playing?
Yeah, I can say like throughout the entire playoffs, it was that way too.
It was
The first 3 games of the Atlanta series was great. You know what I'm saying? That was our style of basketball. That's Celtics basketball right there. But like after that, like we just freaking tanked. I don't know what happened to Tatum in particular, but like he did not show up. It looked like he was just like gassed throughout the entire series,
Seriously.
the entire
Brown,
playoffs.
Same with Brown though. Brown really didn't perform. Like if I had to
Performed more than.
You think so?
I mean,
Than Tatum?
he was still inconsistent, but he did perform more than Tatum for sure.
Yeah.
Like when it came down to it, in certain games, like he really stepped it up. But I think, obviously, like it takes 5 people on the floor or more, to help him out.
Team, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, after Game 3 of Atlanta, they stopped playing. And somebody made a comment and they said that the Celtics are only good when they're playing from behind. Mm-hmm. And I felt that. Yeah. Because it's true. Because
I understand, like they have a shit ton of talent. Like when they're on a roll, they get cocky. They're still young. I get it.
Yeah.
But come on, like you've been around enough where we need to
made
start.
it to the finals last year. You should know how
we got to start winning these chips.
You got to start sealing the deal because I think they literally wore themselves out. Because Atlanta was what, 6 games? I think
6 or 7.
It had to be 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Then you jump right into Philly. Philly was 7.
Yeah.
And then Miami, right? I'm getting these series right. Miami was another 7. So, like,
Yeah.
you're playing 21 games straight when you
Right.
could have had, 4 and then a couple days off to just
Yeah.
rest and recoup. And
Oh yeah, and like teams are, player wise, like they're really stacking up their lineups and all that stuff in particular to whoop our asses.
yeah,
They're coming at our throats. Like they know we're top tier. Not first place every year, but I mean,
We're
we should be.
competition enough that we can knock people out.
Yeah.
To ruin people's chances. Whether we make it to the finals or not, we usually take at least one team down with us. So, but it's just, I don't know. They just didn't. They just play from behind and then Miami sweeps. No, I think they did them in 5. The Knicks. I think no.
5 or
I'm trying to remember.
6.
Someone's gonna have to fact check me on this. Drop a comment, please. Let me
5
know.
or 6 maybe.
But they still had a couple days off.
Yeah.
More than the Celtics. So it's like, dude, you set yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
To get to that point. And then, again, even if they made it to the finals, there's no shot that the Nuggets weren't going to stomp all over them. You just
Right.
played 21 games?
Yeah.
Basically almost in a row.
Yeah.
Obviously with your, every other day off, but 21 games in a row to then now have to play one of the top tier teams.
Yeah.
One of the best like passing centers in the game right now.
Oh.
No shot. Like
Right.
there's no way. I was like,
They're
no way.
getting like 10 days rest every single time because they sweat.
Yeah, they swept every single time. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I think the only tough one. No, I think. What? No, that was the Lakers and Golden State, right? Lakers and Golden State.
In the Western Conference.
Yeah.
No, it was Lakers and why am I forgetting this shit?
It was Lakers and Grizzlies first.
Yeah.
Because Brooks was talking a bunch of crap and
was
then they got
out.
knocked out.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was the Warriors and the Lakers right after. And then,
Warriors and Kings, Warriors and Lakers,
yeah,
Warriors and Denver. Lakers and Denver.
Lakers and Denver, and then Denver and Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of, like, who swept. Like, who did Denver... I'm trying to think of who Denver played. Denver was... where's my phone? I'm trying to remember now. It's like, yeah, I already found it.
So, the Nuggets were playing the Timberwolves. First round.
Really?
1-8.
Timberwolves?
Second round was
What did they...
Nuggets.
They swept, right?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Okay, so... What I need to know that factors into what we are talking about here. I need to know if they swept.
So Denver beat Minnesota 4-1. Then the next round was Denver and Phoenix. That was a 4-2
right.
series. Yeah. And then after that was the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Surpassed them. They swept the Lakers. Then it was Denver and Miami in the finals.
Yeah, so they've had... Nuggets won Phoenix in 4-2, so you still have an extra day.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah, and then the Nuggets sweep. Like, dude, you had so much time to just rest.
Yeah.
So it's like they were good to go. And then, so even if the Celtics made it, they would have tanked. I guarantee you they would have tanked. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to see what their regular season stats were too. But again, the regular season doesn't really matter.
No.
At this point.
The playoffs are a whole different.
It's a different
ballgame.
mentality.
It's the reset button right there.
Yeah, it's a different mentality.
Yeah.
Especially for the play-in teams too. Like some of them got lucky.
Yeah.
To get into. So
It's just all about who wants it more.
yeah, realistically. So I don't know. But moving on to a new season.
Yeah.
We got Porzingis now for the Celtics.
Yep. Marcus Smart went to the Memphis Grizzlies. That was a 3-way trade. Yes.
I'm upset that he went to the Grizzlies.
Yeah. Oh, she mad.
we can't see them because we're blocked.
Oh, hell nah.
This is too funny. All right, but anyways. So, yeah, I'm kind of upset that he went to Memphis.
Yeah, I'm upset he went. He just left as a whole. He was the heart and soul of the team. That would not have been my first option. But I mean, I don't know. I guess business is business. If you have to gamble, like, you know, if that's what you feel like you need to do to win the championship, that's,
Yeah,
I guess. But I mean,
I'm upset for a couple reasons. So I'm upset he went to Memphis because, I mean, you have Dylan Brooks, who is a completely toxic player, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think he's completely toxic. And then you have Ja Morant, who's not even going to play for the first, 21, 28 games of the season.
yeah,
So it's like, who do you like? It's almost like you pulled him in to kind of fill in the shoes for Morant for right now, I guess, until he shows up,
yeah.
until he's back. But, you know, other than that, I don't really know who else you can really rely on from the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean they're good. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, they're still building their team. Like, they're not. I mean, they're putting themselves in a win now situation slowly, but I mean, they're still like rebuilding.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the Celtics drafted Smart,
Yeah,
but he as I said off air, he wouldn't have been my first choice to go.
nah,
I would have definitely, and granted, it probably goes into cap space and what players are worth, and
thinking about the future, and I'm sure they got. I'm not mad at getting Porzingis as a whole.
Right.
Like Al Horford's not going to be around for a while. It helps to bring that that position in to help out. Robert Williams, help develop him a bit too.
and he's really good. Like before the whole trade and everything, if we were to keep the same team, I would have had Brogdon starting. I would have had Williams the third starting. Robert Williams. I would have had him starting.
Yeah.
And just have Horford come off the bench. He's still a great player, but he is getting older.
Yeah.
And you have such a young team. Let Robert Williams keep jumping out the gym, because when he does come in, he's got shot blocks for days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so, I that was my initial take.
Yeah.
And if they had to get rid of people, Grant Williams was first off my list.
Yeah, I would have been okay with maybe getting rid of Derek White.
You think Derek White? Think so? I don't know about that one.
I mean,
In my opinion,
keep Marcus Smart, get rid of him. I mean, I love Derek White, but I mean, like, Marcus Smart, he doesn't bring that that same type of leadership.
Yeah.
He like Marcus Smart was the glue of the team.
I see what you're saying.
Former defensive player of the year. Like had we kept Smart, it would have been Brogdon, Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis.
No, Porzingis.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be interesting too, because like now legitimately you have like three centers.
Yeah.
Unless you because you're not going to move. Because I was going to say, like, you could move Robert Williams to like a power forward, like a 4, but you also have Tatum. We could do. Let's see. Let's map this out really quick. Like, I think you could do. Like, here's my starting lineup: Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Robert Williams, and Porzingis, and then you pull Horford off the bench as center.
Yeah.
And I think,
And then you can bring Pritchard in as a 6th or 7th guy.
yeah, Pritchard can be your replacement.
6th man, he can be 6th man.
White can be your other guard that's in there. So it's like you have options. I have to look at the rest of the team, but
Right. Yeah.
I thought if I had to get rid of anybody first, it would have definitely been Grant Williams. Like if I had to tear it down, like Grant Williams would have been gone. I would have, if it came down to it, not that I would want to, but if it came down to it, like I would get rid of Brown before Tatum, if I had to. Again, not saying that we should. I just think they have to figure some things out. As a team, I think the leadership has got to step up.
Yeah.
Missoula's got to step up as a coach and figure some things out. I give him slight benefit of the doubt. This is like his first full season as, now head coach. Halfway through, he was still kind of temporary.
Yeah.
So I give him somewhat, but like you've been on the bench during the NBA Finals. You should know when to call timeouts. You should know certain scenarios that need to be challenged and just
when certain players need rest.
Yeah, and just know how to address certain situations. And it just felt like during the playoffs, he just like everything was just like I don't know what to do.
Back. Like he just was too passive.
Very passive.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine how hard it is though, being a first year. Like obviously, it's a different ball game than being an assistant. Like just falling back and letting the head coach call the shots and stuff like that, and just learning.
That's what I was gonna say too.
You gotta step on people. You gotta bring a fire to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got to control the locker room. Like he has to have that presence. I think he still has that assistant coach presence.
Yeah.
Instead of really stepping up and being like, hey, like I'm the coach, like this is how it's going to go down.
Yeah.
And taking control, but also understanding those scenarios and situations that need to be addressed when those times arise.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
it should have been a matter of, setting aside Tatum, setting aside Brown, setting aside Marcus Smart. Like if you guys don't step up, like you're not playing. Like straight up, like
let the other people play.
You scored 50 points here, you scored 15 here. If you play like you did the last couple games or whatever, you're sitting.
It's just inconsistency, especially in the playoffs. Like you have to be consistent. Because you look at James Harden, for example, off the Celtics for a second, he was super inconsistent, and it showed because they didn't win. No. They didn't move forward. He had one game that was like 15 points, and then he has another game that's like 30, 40 points.
Yeah.
Like for him, like you can't be that inconsistent.
Right.
Like you have to be a little bit more in the median of your scoring average. Like you can't, like I said, you can't have one game 10, 15 points and then the next game drop 30.
Yeah.
Like you have to at least be somewhere in the 20s, like for it to be all right.
Yeah.
But like he didn't show up, and I felt like that was part of it. And then obviously, what's his name? I think he was just hurt, just done.
Yeah.
But you have to have that especially in the playoffs. Like you have to have consistency. And I'm not in the NBA. I don't play. I'm sure that there's more to it than we can imagine. I mean, I played basketball literally my entire life.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know. It was very upsetting this past season.
Yeah.
Great that they, make the comeback, bring it to Game 7, but then you bring it to Game 7 and then you don't even show up.
And you just tank, right? Especially if it has, again, bringing back to Tatum, he was in the MVP conversation. Maybe a couple seasons in a row.
Yeah, like that should have been.
You play like that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, there's nothing that we can do now. We just look at, where we can move forward from. We got Porzingis now, so I think that'll be a nice little addition. And who's to say what happens? There's a lot of free agents that are roaming around too, and we'll see where they end up and who we end up.
We'll see where Porzingis ends up like after this season, because after this coming season, like he's an unrestricted free agent. So I mean, if say he decides to leave, like there's a ton of cap space there. Like who knows who we can get?
Yeah,
because obviously there's a lot of stars out there that want to win. That needs to win right now.
Yeah, it's definitely the team to be a part of, and I don't say that just because I'm a Celtics fan. I think, again, at your core, you have a good kind of foundation of talented players.
Yeah.
You just have to find the right players that you can build, that you can add to them that's going to work for them to just function properly.
Oh, yeah. And, like, if you're looking for teams, the top 3 teams that you want to be on, if you want a chance at getting a championship or 2 or 3, would be the Denver Nuggets, the Boston Celtics, and the Miami Heat.
Yeah. It's right there, I mean, I don't even – because I don't put the Lakers in there. They just got. Oh, who did they get? They got rid of. No, they were going. They were talking about it, but he's a free agent. Oh, who was it? Oh, CP3.
Yeah.
Was potentially going to go to either the Lakers or the Clippers. Mm-hmm. That was a potential.
Yeah.
So right now he's in Washington still, right?
Yeah, I believe he got traded to Washington.
Yeah. And then I think there was still going to be talks of shifting him over for another trade, but I don't know how that works. I don't know well, no, because there's a new trade deadline, because obviously it's not until February.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want.
Right.
I think they were just trying to do it. Oh, that's why, because they were trying to set themselves up for the draft.
Yeah.
Because people were trying to grab draft picks.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right.
But
on the bright side too, like we get a 2024 projected, top 4 pick, a number 4 pick.
So that's not
from the Golden State Warriors. That's not bad at all. Like, then we can get somebody that's ready to play now.
Yeah, that's true.
And, play at a high level.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, the NBA is definitely making the teams are definitely making some shifts.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I felt bad for Durant that he finally gets over to the Suns and then they get rid of CP3.
Yeah,
I'm like, you finally kind of have a good core, but
yeah, he's also getting older. You get Bradley Beal who can also produce.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
so it's not a bad
yeah.
trade.
Yeah, and they can make other moves that would add more depth and, create more cap space.
Yeah.
Just room for improvement for them for sure.
I think they'll try to build around him as much as they can while they can.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, him and CP3, to be honest, they tend to be on the injured list a lot.
Yeah.
And so I think as long as you can keep Durant healthy, I think he kind of fills it out. And
yeah, he's still got a lot of years in him. Yeah,
he could be dominant. He's still a dominant player, and he's another one of these tall guys. I saw a meme the other day, and it was like comparisons of players now to players back then, and it was like your shooting guard was, 6'6", your guards, 6'3", 6'6" for your guards.
Yeah.
Your power forwards were,
like
6'8", 6'11", and then your centers were like 7'2", and, they were shooting close. And then nowadays it's like 7'2" shooting threes. Like all like these super tall guys are just and they're hitting them too. That's the crazy thing. But, there's not that there was ever a height requirement, but you just have so much more versatile players now.
Yeah. It's crazy. You have 6'8" point guards.
Yeah.
6'10" point guards. Like the number I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm not gonna try to attempt it. I don't want to butcher it or anything. Victor Wemba.
Oh yeah.
He's like 7'5" and bringing the ball up the court.
Yeah.
7'5".
It's
like 19, 20 years old.
Oh, the dude from
France.
France. Yeah. It's
the last thing I knew, he was like 7'3", and then he entered the draft at like 7'5". He grew like another inch or two.
Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to think he's 19 years old. Like you could still grow at that point. Like, who knows? But yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, though, in my opinion. And the reason I say that is because, like, now you lose your, well, not to say that they always stay at the 3, but, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, you see a lot of the bigger guys now hanging around the 3-point line.
Yeah.
So it's like you lose your inside game.
Yeah.
You lose the post game, which helps set up for the 3 game.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not going to have your... I mean, you could, but it's just weird that you would have like, all right, so since our big man is going to hang out at the 3-point line, let's have our point guard post up on the block. Like, it's just weird to me.
It is, yeah.
So I don't know.
The game's becoming positionless.
Yeah.
Which is, it's fun to watch. It's fun to, have all these mismatches and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, for a big man, like, just, split yourself up.
It makes it
sometimes be out here, sometimes be here, sometimes be right there.
It makes it interesting
Mid-range.
because they can dribble too. Like,
Yeah.
for the most part, they
Yeah.
can dribble too. So it's back in the day, like the big man just stood underneath. You toss in the ball and maybe did like 1 or 2 dribbles, turned, and made a move.
Back people down,
Like,
just
that was
throw
it.
an elbow, fucking break the rim.
Yeah, like you didn't need them to dribble the ball at any point.
Yeah.
They knew their role. Now you got like Jokic, like just dribbling up court on a fast break and everything. You're like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
No
Because,
look pass, almost stripping.
yeah, like you just it makes it interesting. I don't know. This next year is gonna be very, very interesting because there are a lot of taller players now that have joined the NBA too that are like clutch shooters too, and it's definitely changing the game. I mean, it's cool. It's cool to have some changes too.
Yeah.
We're just in different times, but
I think draft wise, like something that would help the NBA be, that much stronger, that much better is like there's like G League players that are now eligible. G League, formerly known as the D League, the NBA's farm system.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
and there's some good players in there
Oh yeah,
too.
real good. Yeah.
That need to get noticed, and I don't know. I think you need to. I don't know if they do it because I'm just not as familiar, but I feel like you need to almost do it like what MLB does, where you just have certain games where you just pull players up,
Yeah.
and you try to give them an opportunity, especially like maybe games that is probably going to go in your favor. I mean, you never know, but you could probably maybe assume that it's going to go in your favor. Like, pull them up, or maybe pull them up for like a 5-game spread. This way, you can kind of gauge it a little bit.
Yeah.
5-game spread. Again, I don't know if they do that already. I'm just ill-informed.
Yeah. I mean, they can be doing that a lot more. They do that from time to time.
Yeah, because I think I did see some of the people. Again, excuse my ill-informed self, from the Celtics farm team from the G League. But I remember seeing players that were on that team that were like in the locker room and stuff for the Celtics too. So, I mean, but I don't know. I would just like to see these guys get opportunities and to really show, like, if you're going to pull them up, give them the opportunity.
Right.
Don't waste their time. Don't be like, hey, this is what the court looks like.
Right.
Yeah, thanks. I see it every night watching, wishing I could be here.
This can be you. You are the future of this team, blah, blah, blah. And then keep them on the bench and then just be like, you know what? Just go overseas.
Man.
Maybe that'll
and you'll get
better
to play.
for you. Yeah.
You'll get to play. That's what, what's his name? Stephon Marbury. I just watched his doc. A Kid from Coney Island.
Oh, yes.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, that was really good.
Super surprising. I had no idea because honestly, well, one, I knew that, like, I just thought Steph retired, and then he just kind of left the game of basketball. I didn't realize that he went all the way to China and then just started playing basketball and like just became this like basically overnight success.
Yeah.
Over there, and then just somewhat recently, I think within the past couple of years, finally was like, yeah, okay, now I'm done.
Yeah.
But it's finding people that are going to understand who you are as a player and let you play.
Yeah.
And so I think for the NBA, I think you have to, because you never know. We say it on this podcast all the time. Like, you never know what somebody can bring to the table for you in your organization, your passion, whatever it is, until you give them a shot. So, granted, I'm not saying every single game have a G League player come up, because granted, you're paying these guys salary.
Right.
Your Tatums and your Browns, a very high salary to be there and to perform.
But if you were to pull up, more players from there, it would keep like more players like off the bench. Like, you know what I mean?
Or just, see, like, you never know what like one of these young players could add to your team, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, like, this dude is jumping out the gym, playing offense and defense, getting back, hustle. Like, never would have thought he would have stepped up. But like, if you give these people this opportunity, I would certainly hope that they would.
Yeah.
Granted, it doesn't happen every time, but you never know until it happens.
Right.
So it's like try to give these people a shot, just like they do in MLB. I feel like in MLB you see it a little bit more. Yeah. Where it's like, usually it's like a pitcher or like a bat, a hitter or something, whatever. But
you see that more than any other sport.
Yeah. It's like you get that chance, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yep, so-and-so just got signed because they just showed out one game, and they've been watching their practices, they've been watching their games, and
yep, they've been killing it in the minors. Now they're up here, and they have that good game. Boom, they're up and running. They have another good game. Boom. Okay, we made the right decision.
Yeah. Like, it's all it takes, and then all of a sudden your team is back in the playoffs or something. It's like you just never know. And I don't know, for the NBA, I just hope that. Again, I'm very ill-informed in how all of that works. I'll definitely do my research on it.
Yeah.
So don't quote me on that. Like a lot of people will, hear one little soundbite and then take it out of context. But anyways, but we love y'all. And we've chatted with all of those people, and we hope that, we can connect with y'all, and we'd love to have y'all on the podcast because that's what's important.
Yes, sir.
Sharing. Perspective.
It's caring.
Sharing is caring. Oh, man. Yeah, the NBA, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I'm hopeful. Especially with Porzingis. A little bit more active center.
Yep.
I don't know. What else?
Probably what we should be doing, too, just looking toward the future.
Yeah. That's all we can really do. I mean.
Just expand, give ourselves more longevity.
Yeah. Now it's just bringing it back to the fans, because I remember during the playoffs, like as we were kind of tanking, and then shortly after the Celtics had put up a post about something, and everybody in the comments saying, like, normally you'd think like, oh yeah, great season, we just like couldn't, it just wasn't there, whatever, and everybody in there was just
like, oh, you suck.
It's too early for this crap, man. Like, y'all need to figure it out. Y'all are trash. Blah, blah, blah. Like fire Missoula, get rid of so and so. That was terrible. This and that and the other. And I was just like, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but we're just Boston fans in general. We're just the hardest critics.
Yeah.
That could walk the face of the earth.
Oh yeah. I mean, New York fans are pretty bad too. They're probably a little worse than us.
Yeah, I was just out there recently. It was interesting. I went to the MLB store, and there was maybe one section, like one suit. So I went to the hat section. It's set up like lids. I'm sure you've been to lids before.
One Mets cap and then the rest Yankees.
Well, it was so they had like one just down row of Red Sox, like just hats.
Yeah,
but it was the same color. And like maybe like one other off color. And then you had 20 different varieties of the Yankees and everything. And I was like, okay, all right. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the Red Sox section. But I mean, they did capture most of the teams in there from what I saw. But yeah, the hat section was terrible.
Yeah.
It was literally like one row and then just like two versions. And then everything else, Yankees, was 40 different varieties and colors and this, that. And I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I'm in New York. I got to remember this. But, yeah, New York is an interesting place. I hate walking in New York. Just because people are brave in New York when it comes to driving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, driving and walking. Because the drivers are just as crazy as the walkers.
Yeah. Just
as crazy as the bikers. Because nobody stops until you absolutely have to.
Yeah. Like,
nobody stops until there's about to be an accident. But until then, it's full steam ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, Boston, it's hectic, but it's not like New York.
It's more civilized.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Like, I remember we were in an Uber, and we literally blocked the intersection with the Uber. The guy was just like, I'm gone. Like, I'm not waiting for another light. And I'm like, dude, just wait 30 seconds. There's going to be another light. Nope. Block the intersection. And there was literally a cop that pulled in. And in like Mass, they would have been like, dude, pull over.
Yeah.
License or registration. You're getting a ticket for blocking an intersection. And the cop was just like, went right around the cab, went right around the Uber and kept on his way. I was like, yo. I was like, that never would have happened in Mass. You would have easily got pulled over. I don't know.
I'm sure they deal with that on more than 50 different occasions, more than us. And they probably, half the time they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just.
It probably caused more trouble.
Go.
Yeah. It probably caused more trouble because then now you're gonna block the intersection.
Yeah.
pulling this guy over.
Yeah.
So they probably just, I don't know. It's just interesting. I'm glad I only get to go once a year. Next is DC. DC's not bad. No, next is Dallas. I travel too much. I can't keep up. Next is Dallas, but we're not really leaving the hotel, so it doesn't really matter. Well, we are. Because they gave us, so the first day they were like, all right, we're going to have everybody fly in, but we're not going to do anything as part of this conference. So you and the kids that you're with basically having a free day. So I was like, you guys want to just fly in early and then just sightsee for the entire day? Because why not?
Yeah.
You know, it's Texas. I mean, I think both of them have been there before, but it's like, dude, let's just enjoy the day. We might as well.
Do stuff, yeah.
Like, why waste the day?
Right.
Why waste it on all of it? But I don't know. To each his own. Should be interesting. Man, it's like quiet. I think that lady left.
Oh, no, yeah, she's long gone.
People, too much. I miss Kayla, man. Kayla, we need to have you back. Not that this isn't enjoying. Not that I'm not enjoying this. But we miss our team. It's been great. But got a few things coming in store for y'all, so be on the lookout for that. Some chances to win some stuff. That's on the way. If anybody wants to be a guest on the podcast, we would definitely love to have you. And we're talking, I don't want to say anybody. I use that very loosely. But in the sense of, like, we just want to hear people's stories. We want to hear people just share about themselves, things that they've been through, you know, things that you can share with other people, different perspectives. You know, we've had, not to bring it into a negative light, we've had a lot of people comment on, you know, one of our recent posts about men's mental health awareness month. And, you know, again, we were speaking on one specific topic, and I'm not saying this to justify ourselves by any means. We said what we said, and we were rightfully just in saying it. You know, it's one perspective, and we would love to hear other perspectives, because there are other perspectives. It isn't just, you know, that, you know, men have it completely terrible. There are a lot of, again, groups, if you will, that have it challenging. And you and I could cover a lot of that already. We kind of did that Black History Month. That's one group.
Yeah.
You know, women, you know, there's a lot of different groups. I'm not going to go out here and start naming a bunch of them, because if somebody gets left out, you know, that's just the day and age that we're in. But to really get to my point, like, we just want to hear from other people. We want to hear different perspectives. We want to hear your stories, your experiences, to share with other people. And again, to hopefully connect you with other people to help other people grow. That's what we're all about. We're not here to make waves. We're not here to just put on an agenda, you know, and it's crazy that I even have to say stuff like that. But, you know, this is about just people sharing their experiences. My experiences are different from him, and we're on the same podcast. So, you know, we're just really just trying to bring about a community that is, you know, just willing to hear other perspectives, you know, and again, just allowing each other to grow. We all have spaces where we can grow in our lives. So let's keep doing that, because there's always something that you can learn, and you'd be surprised who you can learn it from. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if people want to come on, you know, hit up the website, hit up the link in the bio. You know, we would love to have you, you know, and just share this couch, share this space with you, or, you know, do it virtually. Excuse me. We'd love to do that, you know, so feel free to hit us up, or if you have questions, hit us up. rightmindpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up, share your thoughts. If you have topics that you want us to talk about, like, we'd love to, you know, and again, we'd love to bring in people that have a different perspective than us, so that it isn't just one, you know, even again,
where it's not just us helping you guys, like everyone, is here to, help each other, like
it's a
help us
community.
help you.
It's a community, and you can only get so much out of me. You can only get so much out of him. You can only get so much out of Kayla, and so it takes more. It takes more than just us, and we have to do it together. So, let's bring more people in. Let's just get the ball rolling, and let's just have some fun, man. We always have fun when we're here, man. It's nothing too serious. Even when we were talking about the serious topics, it's still a good, engaging conversation, and we leave here just feeling great, feeling blessed, feeling good, to get some things off of our chest and enjoy the moment and just spend some time together and just chat, just have a conversation.
Overall, it's how we get in our right mind and make connections through conversations.
Exactly. And with that note, I believe this is episode 60 of the Right Mind Wednesdays podcast. My name is Jay Faith.
My name is L.Y.F.E.
And I want to shout out one more time our co-host, Kayla, Schenk. Make sure you check us all out. But until next time, this is the Right Mind Wednesdays podcast. God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. You can close your notebooks. Hopefully you've taken notes. We'll catch y'all next time. What's up?
What's up?